Yeah, we're pumped up for the next guest. All right, so
Absolutely.
I'm gonna bullet point this. All right, over 3,500 lifetime wins.
Jeez.
Won the Preakness in 19
Huge.
with War of Will, and then came back 3 weeks later with a different horse and won the Belmont.
Talented.
Yeah, no kidding. Won the King's Plate 3 times, Prince of Wales 4 times, a Hall of Famer in Canada and the US, British Cup Stakes 3 times. He's training Cara, if I'm saying that right, Cara in the Kentucky Oaks. All right, Joe, you happy? All right, Kentucky Oaks on Friday, and then he's got Sandman, who I think should be our official horse because we play the Sandman every single night when we go off. Let's welcome Mark Casse. Mark, how are you?
Well, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And now you had a winning horse run this afternoon at Churchill too, also, didn't you?
Classic Q. She was extremely impressive. Right now we have probably the two best 3-year-old fillies and turf fillies in North America in Nitrogen and Vixen. They run on Friday in the Edgewood.
Okay.
And then Classic Q she broke the track record today and was very impressive. So
nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
I didn't notice the time, but I did notice because I actually did have a wager on Classic Q for a couple of different reasons.
Yeah, so Joe's our horse racing guy, and Steven, get the crawl out of here, Steven. All right, I turned it off for a reason. Take it off so everybody's names show up, please. But Joe's last name is Q, so he brought it to my attention that you had Q running today. So it was
sense.
Yeah,
She was a bit of a price, I guess. She's a 3-year-old running against older fillies, so some of the experts didn't like her.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to ask you, what is this like for you? All right, you got the big race on Friday, you got the big race on Saturday. Is it? Can you enjoy this week, or is it too much work, too much fun, too many people, too many questions, too many doofuses like us trying to tie you up? What's it like? And forgive us, but we're going to tie you up for a couple of minutes tonight.
All of the above.
Okay.
It's it's great. It's tiring. It's sometimes you forget you were supposed to do something. I've been doing. I do 6 or 7 shows a day or do things, but it's a good thing when people want to talk to you. Normally, it's because you're doing good things. Not always, but and in our sport, this is the pinnacle. This is what I've been doing it for 47 years. I've been very fortunate, as you alluded to earlier. But when I was 12, they did a story about me on NBC about young people in businesses, and they asked me what I wanted to do, and I said I want to win the Kentucky Derby. Well, I've won the Preakness, I've won the Belmont, but I haven't won the Kentucky Derby, and I want to do that. I just got beat in the Oaks a couple of years ago with a filly called Wonder God. So it would be wonderful to win the Oaks. I would love to win the Oaks, but it's not the Kentucky Derby.
Joe's all hung up on this Oaks. He won't stop talking about the freaking race. But I'm joking, Joe. I'm just busting your chops. So let's start with the Derby and we'll work backwards to the. And how long are your days right now, Mark? They have to be. They got to be some long days, huh?
Well, about 4 in the morning.
Wow.
And then so today was long because obviously we early morning training, then running around, doing interviews and stuff, and then all day long. And I'm about when I'm done with you guys, I'll be going to bed.
We put people to bed every night. They fall. They usually fall out right around this time. All right. So let me ask you, and I'll let Joe, because Joe, I know Joe's got questions, but how do we win with Sandman on Saturday? It looks like Journalism is a serious horse, and also I don't even know how you say it, but the also eligible horse,
Baeza.
Baeza is named after one of the greatest jockeys of all time, Braulio Baeza.
Okay.
And if I didn't know that, I wouldn't know how to pronounce it either. But I think Journalism is definitely a horse to beat. I think I like Bill Mott's horse. I can't think of his name right this second. Joe, do you know?
Oh,
I'm pulling it up now.
yeah. I was waiting on Joe to spit it out. He's
Yeah, I
moving
figured
slow.
Joe. I've come to
I-
figure out
you
Joe's the
saw
horse
the tabs.
person here. So
Gotta take the
see, I always know horses
Sovereignty.
by the trainers. What's that?
Sovereignty.
Yeah,
Sovereignty.
I think Sovereignty looks good, and you know whose horse looks good. I thought he's been training good is Wayne Lucas's horse, and Wayne's an expert at winning the Kentucky Derby. The horse hasn't beaten some quality fields of some of the others, but that horse looks good to me. The biggest thing about journalism is he's been winning in some very small fields, 5, 4, and 5 horse fields. He's going to have to, we're going to have 20 horses on Saturday, and that's an entirely different ball game. So we're going to, he'll have to prove that he can handle that. Maybe he can. He looks great. He's training great, but that's where we have a bit of an advantage. Our horse is a little more tried and true. He's run against bigger fields. He's, I think, going into his 9th start, so he has lots of starts. And I think anybody that's ever watched him run would say that the farther the better. And really, Churchill Downs for him is home. He's trained here for half of his racing life. So a lot of those other horses are coming in from out of town. We're playing in our house, so that's to our advantage.
And how much is the weather going to be a factor for you this weekend? Because we're seeing some forecasts that are going to be messy.
That's one of the first things I mentioned to AJ when I landed here in Florida yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. I did an interview with the local TV show the other day, and the weatherman promised me we weren't going to have any rain on Saturday. And I had a little talk with him today, and I told him I was pretty disappointed in him. It just depends how much rain we get. The track, if it gets really bad and wet, it usually helps the front runners. It probably costs me the Kentucky Derby with a horse called Classic Empire. When Always Dreaming went to the lead and kept going, and our horse had to come from way out of it. So that wouldn't be great for Sandman.
Okay.
But it all just depends on how much rain we get.
Does he run no matter what? Or is there a certain amount of rain where you say, you know what, there's no
No.
worth
The
it?
track's very safe. He'll run. He's
Okay.
gonna run. He has no experience, but none of them really have much experience.
Is
But
that
it's
something as a trainer? Do you ever look for rainy mornings to put a horse out there just to get, I was gonna say to get his feet wet, but literally like to get his feet wet?
No matter how much you did, even if you did that, there's nothing to prepare them for 150,000 people and 20 horses. Can you imagine, you know, just imagine riding your bike or something and having 20 bikes in front of you running through mud and firing it back at you. It's not a pleasant experience, and it's something that either they like it or they don't like it, or they can handle it or not. He has a wonderful mind. He's a strong-willed horse. So, but if I sat here and told you, oh, he'll be fine, I'd be lying. I have no idea.
Okay.
And just to let AJ know that I did quickly look up the sire stats for Tappet, who's the sire of Sandman. He does win. His offspring do win at a 17% clip. So I think you might have a good shot here if the track is muddy or sloppy on Saturday, depending on whatever we get this weekend. But
He's already pissed at the weatherman. Don't get him pissed at you too, all right? Don't promise something and then go backwards on it, okay?
I'm trying to give him some
Okay.
hope here.
All right. He's
But-
got a great horse. He don't need no
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
Also, I mentioned it to AJ because we close out with Enter Sandman. Metallica has been fallen in love with this horse as well, obviously because
Yeah.
of that famous song.
Yeah, this horse is extremely popular. the younger generation loves him, especially younger girls. They love. He's beautiful. He's a beautiful horse. He's gray. They like his name. Um, if you walk, if you walk him in a crowd, all you hear is screaming Sandman. And now with Metallica coming aboard, now the older generation likes him too. So puts a lot of pressure on me.
Do you ever? I don't know how to ask this, but do you ever get emotionally attached to one of your horses? Do you like other ones? Obviously you like the ones that win much better than the ones that don't. I mean, who wouldn't? But do you ever get a soft spot in the heart, or is it just all business?
No, there's some soft spots, but they're all your kids. Funny story, kind of a few years back. I think you guys talked about it. We won the Preakness with War of Will,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went to the Belmont, and he was supposed to win the Belmont, and we won it, but with Sir Winston. And my wife Tina, after the race, she was like, "Smile, you have to smile," because I had all these cameras on me, and I was kind of, you know, I wasn't smiling. I was disappointed. But the best way to describe that would be, if you have two kids and one achieves greatness and the other one's a failure, right? It's hard to get excited because you're only as happy as your happiest child, I guess it would be. So yeah, they're my kids. I worry about them. It's special. I mean, they kind of, they love you, you love them, and they're not quite, they don't give the same. Actually, Sandman bit the heck out of me today, but
Oh, all right. Is that a
bit
good
me in
sign
my
when that
back.
Ready
happens?
to go.
What's that?
Is that a good sign when that happens?
It was painful. I don't know if it was a good sign. A young
Well,
lady wanted to come and take a picture of it with him, and I said, okay. So I brought her, and I was kind of holding her and trying to make sure she was okay. And yeah, he got me pretty good on my back.
well, if he wins going away this Saturday, you better let him bite you again in 2 weeks. That's for
I've
sure.
been through a lot. I did the ice. I had ice thrown on me yesterday, and
Yeah, I saw that.
so it's been a eventful week.
So can we? And I heard everything you said, and we don't know, and you never know what you don't know until after you know it with the weather and different. But I mean, let's say you got a fast track. Can we? Can Sandman do this? Do you say what you're expected to say when you're asked that question, or do you say, "Look, I hope so. I don't know." Because anytime I ever see a trainer interviewed, it's always, "Yeah, yeah, we got this, and we've been gearing up for this, and we're in great
Oh, really?
form right now." And I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
no,
never
that's,
really
I
seen
don't,
anybody.
there's so many things that can happen. I'm not one of those that predicts victory most of the time, but I feel like we have a really good chance.
That's
Really good
awesome.
chance. So I don't know, how I could be any more positive than that. I
And
I feel like everything is working for us. He's I've had my twice. I think I should have won the Kentucky Derby, and we've had things happen. War of Will was moving towards the lead, and Maximum Security took us out. Classic Empire was wiped out right at the start and still was fourth. So I think I'm due some luck,
That's
and
what I was going to ask. Luck plays
oh,
it's
it's a,
this big of a part
with
in this
20
race, right?
horses, it's huge. It's huge. Um, a lot's been said. Another little kind of funny story. I have my 22-year-old son Colby. When I flew out the other day to Kentucky, he texted me. He said, "Dad, any posts but 17." He
Mm,
said it hasn't won in 150 years, and of
mhm.
course, you see where we are.
there's a first time for everything, though.
But exactly. So
Right?
we're going to win at 150. That'll even be more special, right?
Right.
That would be
And
fantastic.
and on top
Yeah.
of that, you're going to have a similar setup, I think, to the win at Oaklawn in the Arkansas Derby, because you won't have 2 horses probably on the front. 1, 2, 4, and 5 are all speed horses, and they're all going to go. It looks like it could set up for Sandman if, as long as he doesn't have traffic trouble, because 20 horses, you're going to see all kinds of traffic and whatever. But you could see a similar setup where he comes on the final turn and makes his move in the final 2 furlongs.
Joe, you've been doing some serious handicapping.
Oh, he's the real deal.
Oh,
He's the real deal.
And it's only Wednesday.
And I would agree with you. I think the post is great for us. There's going to be a humongous amount of speed. I think we have a great rider in Jose Ortiz. He's going to get a good position going down, the stretch for the first time. The other thing this horse has, and I know, Joe, as a handicapper, you've already figured this out, but I'm going to let the other guys know. He has great turn speed, which is going to be very important, because if you watch, many of the Kentucky Derbies, you want to be pretty close turning for home.
Yes.
And so to do that, the first 3/4 of a mile or so are going to be extremely fast. And that's where the pace will start to weaken. But you have to get in position. And to do that, you need to run around the turn. And if you've ever watched him run, he has great turn speed, which is going to help him get into a good position turning for home.
I've never heard that term before, but that makes a lot of sense.
It
And I
does.
like it a lot. I like it a
Yeah.
real lot.
I guess we're the other guys.
We are the other guys. Yeah, because
You
like my
too.
handicapping
Junior,
knowledge.
you are the. Well, I mean, I've got Joe here with all these handicapping. He's been, yeah.
He said it's a gray horse, and I learned this one my first day at the track. Gray horse on the turf. You always bet on a gray horse on the turf. So my question is, why is he not running on the turf?
Because he's preferred.
No, it's gray
I know
horses in the mud.
Oh, I was told gray horses on the turf. I don't know.
Well, whoever gave you that gave you bad information.
Exactly.
And I'm
Exactly.
from Philadelphia, even though I'm down here in Florida for the week. I will say one thing, just to let you know, if it does end up that you end up coming to Pennsylvania in September with this horse, if you win the Kentucky Derby, you do get some extra bonus money for showing up with that horse, just to let you know.
I'll send you my number, and you can remind me of that. Okay, Joe?
Well, I'm already following you on Twitter, so.
Okay, there you go.
Mark, we wish you it was exciting having you on tonight. We appreciate you taking time. I know it's a busy week and it's a hectic week, and we're pulling for you. And my pocket's pulling for you. My kid's college fund is pulling for you. The mortgage is pulling for you. Junior,
we
maybe
didn't even talk about Cara.
Oh, Cara, yes, that's it. And all Joe wants to talk about is the Oaks. Yes, I'm sorry, Joe. I just don't want to keep you up. Go ahead, Joe.
She won her last race.
She won the Ashland.
Yeah. First of all, what was it like with the fact that it got delayed 2 days because of all the historic rain that they had there in Kentucky leading up to that day?
It really didn't matter to me. She was ready, and it turned out well. I think I told people, to me, I think she's probably training better than any horse, Oaks or Kentucky Derby horse here, right now. And our biggest challenge will be from George Weaver's horse. What's her 5Gs, or what's her name?
Okay. You have the undefeated horse, Good Cheer, as well.
Yeah, well, Good Cheers is fine. Good Cheers comes from way out of it. But our filly wants to be on the lead, and it's how much she gets pressed early. If they leave her alone, Good Cheers may not run her down.
Very good point there, because I did see on the Daily Racing Form that she could potentially be off the pace, but if she's turned into a horse up front, maybe with a 14 horse field as opposed to 20, maybe she lulls that field to sleep.
That's what we're hoping.
Well, I haven't looked at the Oak yet. I haven't. I'm not you. I don't dig in a month ahead of time. I'm Friday.
I've dug more into the Derby, but once I saw that he was coming on,
I do this old school. I go and buy. I go to Barnes and Noble. It's the only place you can find a daily racing form. And now they're like $30 for a racing form, and I get it out. I go through all my old procedures.
You just
Pretty
email
close,
me
yeah.
and file.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you're right. You
I
can
don't.
also
Can I
get
still get the Ragazine sheet somewhere?
I'm sure you could.
you can get online and do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything's all.
I don't know. I can't even remember the last time I bought a racing form. I do everything on my computer and
Yeah, I
iPad.
do it on the computer as well.
I'm a
Yeah.
creature of
Yeah.
habit. I've had luck. Junior's been with me. We do very well, don't we? Somehow we do
Always.
very well on Triple Crown races.
Always.
Yes. So
Well, are you picking us?
I
Absolutely.
yeah, I
Yeah.
am.
Okay, well then I feel much better. Good.
So if we pick you and you win and you go back next year, can we get a tour of the barn next year without getting
Oh,
bit?
absolutely.
Without anybody getting bit.
I can't make you that promise. But yeah, you can come.
Awesome.
Love it.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to be tuned in on Friday. We're going to be tuned in on Saturday. And hell, you know what? Maybe if we're going for the Triple Crown, maybe we go to Saratoga for the
There
for
you
the
go.
Belmont. That would be killer.
There you
Any
go.
excuse to go to Saratoga.
Yeah.
If we win, I'd love to talk to you guys again.
We
Just
would
I'd
love.
love to have
tell
you.
me.
we-
If we
we'd love-
lose, then let's talk next year, okay?
Yeah. Avoid us if you lose. We're putting the hex. It'll be
Yeah.
Junior's fault. Not
We all
not the
lost.
rest
If you
of us.
lose, we all lost.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
he's going to lose a
Sounds
lot
Or you
more.
can blame me. I'll take it.
Oh, Mark, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we wish you the
Sorry
best.
I was a
We'll talk
little
to you this
late.
weekend.
Thank you guys.
So much.
All
Good
right.
luck.
Have a good night.
That was awesome. Mark Casse,
That was
trainer
awesome.
of Sandman and
Cara.
Cara this weekend. And look, I could have talked to him forever.
Yeah.
But it's late. And
For
dude
him.
is tired.
For him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I
mean,
know.
Who
I
else
know.
wakes up at 4 a.m.?
Well, you do.
I
Well,
do.